First off, right now, guys, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch 2. To enter, all you gotta do is click on the link down in the description or the pinned comment. I wish all of you guys luck. We'll be drawing a winner closer to the release of Nintendo Switch 2. Now, setting that aside, we obviously need to have a conversation here because some big news just came out from one of the most reliable insiders in all of gaming, not just the Nintendo-verse, but literally the entire game industry. This man's track record is impeccable with his sources and his reporting. Literally, I went back and glanced at his reports over the last 4 years, and it's got almost a 95, it's like 94.82 whatever percent rate of being correct. This person is very well connected and is dropping the goods not only on when Nintendo Switch 2 is going to launch, but also when we'll be able to actually pre-order a Nintendo Switch 2, which might be even more important given the Direct next week, when many of us were anticipating or are anticipating that it would be available to pre-order on April 2nd. But what if I were to tell you that's not the case? In fact, I'll just tell you the news right now. Switch 2 is reportedly coming out in June, and pre-orders are going up on April 9th. Now, if you care about additional context and my thoughts on this, you're going to want to stay tuned right now as we dive over to the article. Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson. That's right. This man is just one of the best at what he does. Over at Insider Gaming, says exclusive U.S. retailer documents. So these are documents they have obtained from U.S. retailers, which, by the way, I want to note something here. At this point, because the first caveat people are going to bring up as well, that Sean, former employee of Nintendo on the Kit and Krista podcast, said retailers wouldn't know the release date, wouldn't know when pre-orders are going live, except for one caveat. He said they would find out a few days before the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct because they would have to prepare their websites and their stores for this stuff before Nintendo officially announces it. You know what time it is. We're a handful of days before the Direct. So this would be about the time. He literally said the 28th would be about the time that retailers would actually have real information. So let's go back. So here we go. Let's read this article. Retailers are expecting that they will run out of pre-order units for the Nintendo Switch 2 on day one, despite Nintendo allegedly accumulating a large quantity for launch. That's according to internal emails and documents provided to Insider Gaming from a large U.S. retailer, who are anticipating they will sell out of Switch 2 on the same day they open up pre-orders due to limited unit allocation from Nintendo. According to the documents, the Switch 2 is scheduled to release in June, a release month that has already been widely rumored and was highly talked about by developers at this year's Games Developers Conference. However, the documents do add a little confusion as to when pre-orders go live, especially following the supposed Best Buy Canada leak that we talked about yesterday, earlier this week, that revealed they go live on April 2nd. According to the documents from the U.S. retailer, pre-orders are set to go live on April 9th, 1 week after the Switch 2 Direct. The documents include a messaging strategy following the Direct to include a pre-order coming soon messaging and a countdown clock that will end on April 9th, with an exact time to be confirmed by Nintendo on April 2nd. The documents also include details on an exclusive collectible coin for those who pre-order the console. Whether or not Best Buy Canada's leak was a mistake is not unclear, but the company did promptly remove the information after it started circulating online. In any case, though, pre-orders are almost certainly going live within a week of the Direct. Will you be buying a Nintendo Switch 2? Let us know in the comments or on the community forum. And holy crud, guys, are you serious right now? Think about what we just learned, and this is coming from internal documents at a major retailer. Nintendo has plans, man. They're planning to do a countdown, which, by the way, Nintendo's doing a countdown on the Nintendo Today app right now every single day until the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Seems like they're planning that same day to do a countdown to the actual pre-order date with a specified time. So Nintendo's planning countdowns, and guess what? This is the first time we've heard this. Nintendo's planning to give an exclusive coin. An exclusive coin for pre-orders. Now, I want to be clear, this is probably a retailer exclusive thing. If you remember in the past, different retailers would often have different pre-order bonuses provided by Nintendo. They get these separate contracted items, be it posters or handbags or coins. So whatever retailer has the coin, we'll know that that's the retailer that's in this league, be it Best Buy, Walmart, or GameStop. I think those are probably, maybe Target. Those are probably the 4 major retailers here in the U.S. that they could be from. Look, April 9th is good for me, by the way. I would love if it was April 9th. In fact, I think April 9th is a sound strategy from Nintendo, because April 2nd could give scalpers a little bit of an edge as people are watching the Direct and then the pre-orders are sold out, like, before people even get a chance to breathe after the Direct. But if you give people a week, it gives them what? Chances to plan, to take off PTO that day if they want to get pre-order in. Chances to go set up a schedule. If they're going to do in-person pre-orders at someplace like a GameStop, they can now know that you should maybe camp out the night before or whatever the case might be, instead of right now where it's kind of a guessing game. And this would make Nintendo put scalpers and consumers on the exact same level for an opportunity to get pre-orders in. Also, it lets retailers hype it up and set up their own way they want to handle pre-orders. Like if they're going to do special midnight launches, and they can communicate that to people. Like if Best Buy wants to be like, hey, we're going to do a special midnight launch tonight for this unique moment because of the sheer amount of systems we're going to have pre-ordered. Cool. If GameStop wants to set that up as well. So I do think that this is ultimately really, really good. And I so hope that this report is correct and not the one from Best Buy. And I get Best Buy is an actual retailer, but it was Best Buy Canada, not the US. They also did take it down. It's possible they jumped the gun with the expectation that it was going to be the second. And maybe it wasn't Nintendo who took it down, but actually Best Buy corporate, who was like, we already know it's not that day. What are you doing? Take that thing down. You didn't pass this by us. You should never have published that. Of course, we're just guessing at this point, but I will say that Tom Henderson, if there's ever an insider to believe, if you can doubt Nate the Hater or whatever, that Tom Henderson, he's been in this industry a hell of a long time. His reporting is immaculate. Yes, he's not 100% correct with everything. That's why I didn't say he had a 100% track record the last 4 years. But the numbers speak for themselves. Over 94, basically 95% of the time, his reports are 100% accurate. So this isn't one of those 60% of the time, it works every time kind of moments.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
No, rather, this is just one of those moments of, I love this. Please be true. I hope you guys agree with me, because I don't think any of us want to go through the frenzy of a Direct and pre-order on the same day. I know many of you were already took off the second, and you were already planning to watch the Direct in parking lots at retail, and this would actually give us more time to prepare, and I like that. I really, really love the idea of more time to prepare. I could plan a camp out stream for you guys where I'm camping out and making this all happen. I'm excited, man. This is the kind of stuff that gets the juices flowing, gets me pumped for what we have going on. But we have to wait and see what happens. Nothing's official until April 2nd. I wish Nintendo would just let us know the pre-order stuff before April 2nd, but, so we know if we have to be in parking lots that day. But we'll see what happens. This is what I want to happen. And Tom Henderson, I have a lot of faith in him, but still a rumor. So you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. I am Nathaniel Robojanz from Nintendo Prime. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.